Then we look at action recorder. Then job dimensions, it's part of advanced dimensions. Then also we get time, we shall look at the multi-line command.
Okay.
So let's start with grip editing. I'm going to demonstrate with the rectangle. It sounds up. Yeah, so if you have these two objects, whenever you try to click like on a single line, you see you get these points. So these are called groups. Yeah, let me also get another rectangle that is not exploded. Yeah, even these ones. Those blue, like the thick blue line, the thick blue points, those are the groups. Yeah, so you can see every time you try to like hover over them like this, they give you different options. So a group of at the end, you can stretch it and you can lengthen it. That is if it is a line. But now there is this one, which is on a rectangle. So for it, you can see that it doesn't have the same options as this, because this is just a line. You can stretch and lengthen it. But this one, you can stretch, but when you're stretching the vertex, like the edge. Or you can add a vertex or you can remove the vertex. Then now if you try this one in the middle, you can see it also has kind of different options. There is stretch, then you can add vertex, then also you can convert to arc. So let's start by looking at this one. For the line, you can stretch and lengthen. They both almost do the same thing, but for stretch, it can go like in a different direction. That's what stretch does. Then for lengthen, it stays in the same, like it makes it, even if you try to move the line in another direction, it can't. It goes in the same direction as the line.
What about shortening?
You use lengthen to shorten the line.
Okay.
Like that, but you just move in the opposite direction. Lengthen, then you move this side. Yeah. But like it doesn't depend on ortho mode being on. As long as you say lengthen, it's going to keep the line in the same like direction. You can see ortho mode is off. Yeah, ortho mode can maybe affect the stretch, because if you stretch and the ortho mode is on, it can be affected somehow, but it accepts also to if you move past a certain angle.
Okay.
Yeah.
It limits you in the angles.
Yeah, it limits you in the angles, but the moment ortho mode is off and you stretch, you can move in any directions. Yeah. So those are the groups on lines. Then the one in the middle, if it is a line, the one in the middle doesn't have those options, but you can use it to move like a line. You just need to click, select a line, then now click again in the pinpoint, in the grid point.
The grip.
Yeah, until you get that line mark, then you can move the line.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the one in the middle. But the ones at the edges, you can stretch and lengthen them. Yeah, so it is the same.
So I cannot use the end grip to move it just out of and move it to another level.
You can if you first click in it and see.
Okay.
you first click in it to get the red. Yeah, for it will attach this other point at the end, so it can't move it. It will just move one point. Don't move the whole line. Yeah. Okay. Then for circles, also the grips can help you to move it. You can move it, or you can increase its radius. Now, like if I try to measure the radius of this circle, it is 5.783. So if I want to increase it to 8, I'll just click in the grid. I try to move kind of away, then I type in the new radius that I want. So if I type in 7, you can see the radius changes now to 7.
Yes.
Yeah. Then another thing you can do with the grids and the circle, let me put it away from the, it's mostly changing radius. Maybe the one in the middle point can help you to move the circle. Like if I click, if I select the circle, then I click in the grid in the middle point, then I can move my circle without using the move command. Yeah. Then now let's look at the ones on the rectangle that is joined. Yeah, the ones at the edges, you can add a vertex. It's kind of like adding another point, because now the line was just coming straight, but I've added another point and I put it this other side. That's why it is being displaced. Yeah. Then another one, you can stretch the vertex. It means that you're not adding a line, but you're stretching the edge. But it will be changing only that point. Yeah. Then another one is about removing. If I remove, it's going to turn into a triangle because now I've removed that edge. Yeah. Then when we come to these ones in the middle, you can convert that particular line into an arc. Then you choose the middle point of the arc. Yeah. So if it is this, then now this is how you end up with this shape.
What if I don't choose the middle?
If you don't choose the middle point, okay, like any point I take, the arc will take it as the middle point. It's remember in arcs there's that one that will, there's the one with the option of 3 points. So it has this is the first point, second, so this will be taken as the third point, the one you select. Yes, like this. It will be taken as the third point. Yeah. Can see if I select the first point as the third, it will be like a line to convert back to a line. Yeah, that's mostly about the grips. And maybe what they can help you, another thing that they can help you is that if I go back, they can help you to do different commands like rotate, copy. Yeah, so for example, if I want to rotate, I'm going to select that first middle point. I right click, then I say rotate. So the object is going to rotate around that same edge. Yeah, but another thing you can do, you can rotate, but keeping the source object to stay also still active. So I come select that, right click, rotate. So as I'm rotating, I can right click, then I say copy. So it will make a copy before it rotates. Then when I rotate, now I have the other source object being kept. Maybe let me repeat it again from this other side. I may want to rotate around this point. So right click, select rotate. Okay, let me just use this. Yeah, right click, rotate. So I rotate around that particular point, but I want to keep the source object. So as you're doing that, right click, make a copy. Then now you can rotate, and also this other one stays. So you can make other copies, but the source object will stay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is the same thing that you can do for these other options. Like maybe you want to mirror. You mirror, then also as you mirroring, you copy, so as you make a copy of the source
of the original
object. Yeah. So yeah, that's mostly it about the group edits. Yeah. Maybe okay, like according to like the syllabus, you may find that sometimes they write their commands. So they cover something, but maybe we've not used a command. Then you realize that maybe they listed a command. Yeah. Here it was group editing. Yeah. So that's how the group editing I used. So now we can move on to block attributes. Okay. So what block attributes help you is for example, okay, you may be a car technician or a person who does a lot of drawings. Then now you have a title block and you want to make it dynamic. For example, you want to have an option of changing the contractor, changing the consultant, or any other thing, any other value. You want to make something dynamic that you can easily change it. Yeah, that's where the block attributes come in. So in order to use the block attributes, we must first make like a block. So block attributes are mostly used in values, especially texts, not in the normal like objects. So let me first get a certain block. Okay, let me experiment with this. So I'm going to use text. Yeah, let me use the same example of contractor and consultant. Increase on this to 0.901. Actually. Yeah, so now suppose that you want to make the values here dynamic, that they can change anytime without you typing, like double clicking, then you type. That's where the block attributes come in. So at first, we need to first create a block. And with that, I can go to create block, or I can type in block command. Yeah, then I can call it example attribute. Yes, like that. Then the pick point, I can click here, that will be the reference point as we insert in the block. Then also for block, I can select the object. I can select all of these. So you can first group, then you select it as an object. Yeah, then after that, I can say, okay. Yeah, so now we have a block. If we come to insert, we can see we have it here. This one example attribute. Yeah, so the next thing we're going to do, it's called we want to edit the reference, or we want to edit that particular block. So in order for you to edit the block, you use a ref edit. You want to edit it from here, not from the block editor. That's when you use ref edit. So ref edit, then you select the reference. It should be a block. If it's not a block, it will not accept. Like, let me draw something here. Then I say ref edit. Then I select. If I select yes, you see it will have a reference not found. Object is not a valid reference, so it has to be a block. So I select a block. Then now I'm able to edit my block. Yeah, click OK. Now it means that the block is open to being edited. You can see if I had other objects, they would have got like frozen, or when they are not active like this. But when only my block, which is the one which is active. Yeah, so in order for me to do to add the attributes, I'll need to use attribute definition command. Yeah, this one, ATT, that is attribute definition. Or you can as well come to insert. Then you see this option for attribute. Then there's define attributes. Use this one. Yeah, but I'm going to use the command with definition, but only do this when like you've opened the reference edit, when you're editing your block. Yeah, so
yes,
what I need to do is now like okay, in programming they are called variables, but it's like a value. Here they call them tags. The way you can see in Excel, you have the titles on the table, like name, email address, contact, like that. Yes. So that is like the tag. Yeah, so here I can say maybe contractor. Okay, I can say contractor, or even if it's not full, and I say represents contractor here inside. So contractor. Then I can, yeah, there are other options that we may not look at them that much. Say there's text height. I can put it to be the same height as the one I set here, which was 1. I don't need it to be rotated. The text style, I can leave it to standard. Justification to left. Yeah, then insertion point, I want to specify on the screen, or I can enter the different coordinates in case I have them. Yeah, then click OK. Then we come and say this will appear here. Then we define another one, attribute definition. Yeah, so this is for consultant. Actually, I didn't edit the text, but I'm going to edit it. You can write it in full or in short. So this will represent consultant. Okay. So come here. So I forgot to edit this. Yes. Now we're done with editing our attribute. So we need to close that. We need to close the editing, and we use ref close. This command. Yeah. So you use ref close. Then I can save. Say okay. So now it has saved. You can see now the attributes are named what they disappear, the definitions, because for them they are like the way we say they are headers, or they are just tags. So, and if I delete this and I come to insert a block, so to insert a block, I can just type in insert, or you do the normal of going to insert a block. So I come, then look for my block. So this is it, the last one we did. If you need to see more, they are down here. So it is example attribute title block. Can specify on screen, scale, can just use that. Then press OK. Then now, before it is inserted, it will ask us for the name of the contractor and the name of the consultant. So we can say the contractor is maybe who is the consultant. You can just, then I press OK. So it will insert them. Then the next time I also insert another block, it will ask me for the same. It will first ask me for the same like information. I press OK. Yeah, like that. Here we've given an example, but it is having very few like okay, we only have contractor and consultant, but there are options, or there are some scenarios you're going to find that you have a lot of things that are going to be dynamic. So that's where it can be useful. Like you have a lot of information that's going to be changing, and you don't need to always like you don't want to copy then type and edit like that. Yeah, so that's where you can use it. But I think you can mostly use it on a title block where there are different values. Now, for example, maybe you coming up with a bar bending schedule, or you coming up with a windows and door schedule on the sides where you have the dynamic like inputs, or you have varying units. That's where you can use it, so that you just come insert a block, then now you enter length, width, height, what, like that. So you need, in case you need to change and say the consultant is not UK Consults, you just double click on that. Then now here you can see it will give you kind of like a table. So with this table, you can just change the value. Like it's not UK Consults, it is maybe US Consults. Click OK, then see it changes. Yes. Yeah, like you can do that with copy and paste, but this is dynamic, and things that involve data, they work better when you're working with a lot of information that is changing. Because you can copy and paste and you forget to edit something, but in case you have a table like this, which you can easily edit, and the things change in the other side, then that is better. Yeah. In case you have other blocks, you can just click on this to select like other blocks that you wanted. By this time round, we only have one. We've been using one. Yeah. These other ones are just about definition of how, yeah, how should the text look like, the height, the width, yeah, and other properties, whether it should be on which layer. Yes, so that's how it is. The steps are a bit, it's kind of a lot, but when you practice, you get used to it. These are like the commands that we've used. You create a block by using the block command. Then after that, you can insert a block, or before you insert it, it depends here when you're creating a block. It depends on the option you chose, whether you said convert to block or delete or maintain. Yeah, that's what it can depend on. Repeat it when it is. I just repeat it faster so that say project, then edit price text. So we can convert this into a block by typing in block, then you give it a name. The project information, then a pick point is the insertion point as inserting the block. Yeah. Then when it comes to the block, I can just specify on screen, or I can just select the objects at once, so that I press OK. Then now this is the option I've been talking about. If you choose convert to a block, you'll be able to use ref edit without you first inserting a block. But in case you did it, you'll have to first insert a block, then you edit it. In case you retain, you'll have to delete what you've retained, because it is not a block. It won't be able to be edited. Yeah, so
okay,
that's, I click OK. Then now I can edit it, reference edit. Yeah, I can delete it, then I insert. But now since it is converted into a block, it means that what I have here is a block.
So you can edit it from there.
Yeah, I can edit it from here. So I select it. It's OK. Then now it means that I'm in the process of editing. Then now I can
block.
Yeah, so I can use the attribute definition, not editing. It's attribute definition, so that I can define my attribute. So I'll have name representing a project name. Okay, put it here. Then I define another one. I can call it cost, representing project cost. So, okay. There. So if I'm done, now I can close. I can close my editing. Yeah, so I brief close. Then I save the changes. This is just a warning that all references edits will be saved. You press OK. Now you can see that it is not bringing back the other attribute, the definitions that we made. So
yes,
I can either delete this so that I insert a new block. Insert a new block, you can come to like insert a block, then you look for your block, or you can just type in the word insert. Yeah, so I click where it goes, then it will ask me for the project name. Then I type in the cost, maybe it is I press OK. Can insert another one. Maybe it's going to come here. I type in the cost. Like that. That's how we use the block definitions. And those are like the dynamic blocks. So all those parts that were missing on the blocks, you covered them. Okay. Any question about that?
That's okay.
We'll continue. Okay. Yeah. So now let's cover action recorder. Okay. Like I'd say this one is a bit, okay, it helps, but works better when you involve programming. But we're going to look at the way you can go about some of the recording without you doing the programming. Yeah. So in order for you to, what it means to record an action is that if I come and I draw, for example, I've drawn a rectangle, then after drawing a rectangle, I've drawn a circle into it. Then maybe I'm creating very many drawings, and every time I'm to do another drawing, I'll have to first do the same thing. That's where I record an action. Okay, let me give you a use case. Like you may find that when you're coming up with a plan, you always first use a construction line. Can turn on the, like you always use the construction line, then it is from these lines, now you can start offsetting, then you trim. So you can record this action of putting these two lines so that the next time you come, you just play that action and they are drawn.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when you can use the action recorder.
So that I don't have to draw them again.
Yeah, you don't have to draw them again. So it's like macros in Excel, if you ever use them. Yeah, so we come to manage. Then now if we have any recorded section, it would have appeared here, then we press play. But now we don't have yet. That's why it only has this option of manage action macros. Yeah, so there are also macros. They are just recording the tasks you're doing, and now they want to do them at once. So we click on record. Then it will bring this to show that it is recording. Now I can start drawing. Come, draw my construction line. I draw another one. Then now I can stop recording. So I can come to manage. I stop recording. So I'll have to save this macro. Yeah, so I can call it construction lines. Actually saves a lot of time if you know how to use it. Yeah, so this is a script. It's code, but it stores it at a certain location. So you can add a particular description and you say that this draws construction lines. Then press OK. The name contains byte characters. It may not need space. Yeah, the name shouldn't have space. Maybe you can use underscore.
Okay.
So now can escape this. So you can see that our construction lines is now being displayed. So if I say, let me select this and I'll first delete them. If I click on play, you see they are drawn. Yeah, I confirm. Then if I press escape and I press play again, it draws again, but it is drawing in the same position. And that is like maybe what can be the issue with it.
Now.
Yes.
Now, what if you open another drawing? Will it again be able to play that?
In case you save the macro, it will be
You've saved it already?
Yeah, it's saved. So let me go to drawing too. See, I'm in drawing too. When I come to manage, I can see my macro, and this is empty. So when I place on play, it's going to do what? To play the macro that I've done. Just that I've been adjusting certain things from this other side. Yeah, if you go to another drawing, you will see the macros you saved. Yeah, so I wanted to show you how you can avoid here. Okay, like here, when you click on action recorder, I want to avoid it like playing in the same line, like drawing in the same position. Like here, it is drawing more, but in the same position. If I delete one, you see they are still there. There were many of them. So let me first totally remove all of them. Click on play, it draws one. Yeah, so now I'm going to go to click on action recorder. Then now you can see that here it is having a certain coordinates. Yeah, so you can change the coordinates, or you can right click and say pause for user input. Yeah, so when you go to the top of the macro, this is an action tree, like it details information about the macros that you have. If we add another one, to display down here. So you can rename it, you can delete it, or you can even look at its properties. For example, you don't know where it's saved, you can go to properties and look at where it was saved. So now when I play, it will pause and wait for me to specify where should that be inserted.
Yeah. It allows you to choose the position.
Yes, but that is after you change this to pause for user input.
Yes.
Yeah, you can also put like a certain message, maybe construction lines. Yes, okay. Play. There it will insert, but it will just send a message. The message I typed that construction lines have been inserted. Yeah. Or you can come to this. Okay, I need first delete this. It was for user input. We can play. We first remove this user message. Yeah. So when I play, I can click on play, then I dictate where I want it to be inserted.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how you can use action recorder, but it can record a very big portion, like you're doing a certain drawing and you record it. So maybe that can work better than blocks. I don't know, it just depends, but you may find that blocks work better.
I think blocks work better because blocks you can edit them.
And also you can save a drawing that has blocks and again insert them in another block.
But here it is not, here it seems like it's not so flexible the way it is in blocks.
Yeah, it's not so flexible. It just repeats the same, thing you do. Maybe you can record printing, the settings you do for printing. Yeah, something like that. But for drawings, I think blocks work better. Yeah. Then these other ones, they are not part of the syllabus, but also they are hard to do. It is programming. Like you have to write a script on what it does and you load it here, then you run it.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe mentioning about them, the AutoCAD was developed in a language called Lisp. It's called Lisp. Oh. Let me show you.
It's a computer language?
Yeah, it's a programming language. It's a computer language, it's a programming language, and its code looks like this. Yeah. So in case someone wants to write scripts to customize it, you have to learn this language. Yeah. And for it, it's actually, I've ever tried it, but it is actually totally different from the ones that are currently available. It's a bit old, and also the convention of writing. For example, if you want to add A and B, you write the plus symbol before. Yeah. And with that helps computers to be fast, but it's not easy for someone to read. Yeah. Like you have to first write the operator, like a plus or minus or multiplication before that. So in case you have a long formula, you have to group them in 2 brackets. Yeah, like this. So this is 3 times x. You have to write the times before. Yeah, so that is the one. Then another language that someone can write and they customize AutoCAD is called VBA. It's called Visual Basic for Application. It's mostly used to write Excel macros, but it can also write the macros for AutoCAD. Yeah, but it involves programming. So maybe if you go in a company and someone, okay, there are certain use cases that calls for this. It is true, there are some use cases that calls for this, and someone wants to totally customize AutoCAD to do certain things without maybe buying another software. So if they are competent to do it technically, they do it. Yeah. Okay. So you can delete our, let me come to that tree. And I delete the macro. I don't want to use them. Yeah, that's how you delete them. If I come back here in a drawing, they are not visible. Okay, so okay, let's look at jogged dimensions. For jogged dimensions, it means that see when you've done a cut through something. For example, we have a beam. Let me draw a beam. Maybe we'll you have this. Let me first explode it. Yes, I want to show that we cut through this. Okay, before I do that, I can first hatch. Yeah. We have this. I want to show that it was cut through. So I'm going to use a polyline. Okay, let me turn on auto mode. I reach here. Like that, then let's also get the same to this other side. I can maybe mirror this. This and this.
It is better left the way you had left it. You had dragged it.
There were like this.
Yeah, that one. Yes.
Okay, and just leave it like that.
It shows that they were one unit and they were cut. So
yes. So now we may be having this, but we want to show the dimension, but like here, let's do the dimension. Do linear dimension from here up to here. Yeah, so there's a certain dimension. Let me increase the height. Yeah, maybe this. Let me move the precision so that okay, we can see it is 231. This, yeah, but that is according to the grip, like according to the AutoCAD, like according to the scale, or according to the line from here up to here. But remember, this was cut through. So there are some, we want to show that incomplete, like at the start to the end, it is of this dimension. So that's when you bring jogged radius, jogged dimensions. So, you know, for AutoCAD, if you edit this dimension and maybe you put it to 300, and press enter. Since it is just a text, it will allow it. It will not say that it is not of that dimension. It will allow the text that you put there. Yeah, so in reality, we've seen that the dimension is 231, but it is not the real dimension because this has been cut through. For us, we know the height or the length of that particular beam. So when you put a line like this, it's a bit confusing to someone. You have also to show them that this was cut through. Like this dimension is for, yeah, so that's when you bring the jog dimension, and to do that, go to annotate. Then now you come to dimension. Then you look for jogged this. Then you select the dimension where you're going to add that jog. So it is this. You select it. Then I have to put the location where I want it to be, like that. So with this, someone can know that the length is 300, just that now this has been cut through, but the length from start to the end is 300. Yeah. So
okay,
that's the job, like dimensions.
Dimension.
Yeah. So I think it is important in drawings. With most drawings have them,
especially in sections, cross sections. It is important.
Okay. So now let's look at continue and baseline, also in dimension. So these are some of the advanced dimension that we had left out that we didn't cover. Yeah, so I'm going to get a certain drawing. Okay. Okay, maybe we have that. and we go back to annotate, then we come to, so this is for continue dimension. It is like you see in the picture, that one that is displaying. It's like I want to do dimensions of a certain length, but I don't want to go back. I want it to just continue like that.
Yes, yes.
That's why it is used. Then for baseline, for it to first go back to the first line, then it gives the dimension. It goes back to the first line, then it gives the dimension like that. So we're going to use continue, and we start from here. Then this, yeah, it is displaying up. Anyway, let me first delete this. Yeah, click on continue. Then I have to select I have to first get one dimension at least, for example, linear. Yeah, so now when I have this and I want to continue it, let me put it down. The one down will make more sense than this up. So I need this from here up to here. Let me create a certain layer so that there are different colors. Make it so this is what I want to continue. So I'll come to annotate, continue, then it will ask me for the dimension that I want to continue. Like this is the one. So I come, select there, select this. I think the color is not visible well. Let me go and change it. It's too bright. Yeah, like that. That is the continue dimension. But when you're selecting, actually, you're supposed to select, let me repeat it, from where this one ended. Yeah. Annotate, continue. Yeah, then I can refer to this point, then I refer to this point. Yeah, so that is the continue dimension. Then now let's do the base. For base, let me just make a copy of this. Baseline. So okay, I need to select the baseline. Then I can't organize it. Oh. Okay, I think I would have moved the other direction because select from here. Yes, and to up to this point, that is 40. Up to this point, it is 52. Then up to this point, it is 140. So if I remove the first one, this, yes, so this is the one for the baseline. So from this other side, this is 40 up here. Then from here up here is 82. Then from here up to the end, it is 140.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Let me see if I can move it. Yeah, we can move it a bit so that it is yes, like that. Yeah, then for this, and I think most drawings they tend to use this.
That is the one called continuous.
This is continue.
Continue. The
Yeah,
other one is
you must start with a dimension. Like when you select like continue, it's going to ask you for continue from what dimension. So you need to start. You do just one dimension, then it can base on that. It's the same thing with a baseline. You also do the same thing. Yeah. Okay. That's clear. I think we're going to end here. Then maybe if you get any day during the weekday or on the weekend.
So which parts have we covered if you review what you had said to do? Have we completed them?
2D, we've...
No, I'm saying what you had said to do today.
Yeah. We left with, I think it was multi-line. Okay, that one I'll cover it when we go to 3D. I'll present the 2D, but when we go to cover the things that are left in 3D.
Okay.
It will also be applicable. Yeah, I think today we've tried to utilize the time. You can go and practice those ones because it is actually a lot what we've covered.
And it's fundamental. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, so we shall meet, but there I'll go straight to 3D. Then I'm going to look and see the left, like the few left parts of 2D. They are the ones I'll start with. That most of them we've tried to cover them. Yeah. All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
If you need the recording, I can share it with you.